So even though music won that vote a little while later, I'm still going to be explaining my custom level generator because reasons. I'm going to leak some songs from the OST as well, but I'm still deciding which ones. Anyways, quick disclaimer, this level generator will not be built into the full game, but it will serve as my creation tool for the levels in the full game. Please understand that Baldi's Basics Plus is a paid game, and if I copied its main feature, I would basically be ripping it off. If you would like to try out this generator yourself, there's a form you can fill out in the description to receive a copy. So, how do we start? Well, let's start the way I started. Originally, I just lazily followed the Griff Patch Maze tutorial and tried adding rooms and stuff, but it failed miserably, and I quickly realized that I'm not trying to make the next scary maze game. So how do we get custom level generation to work? Well, it's actually pretty simple thanks to a technique called recursive subdivision or binary space partitions. Now, if you're familiar with fractals or geometry, or even modding Doom for some reason, you probably know what I'm talking about already. Basically, we start with a box, and we split that box into 4 pieces, and then we split those 4 pieces into 4 pieces, and so on. Now, I wasn't trying to make it go on forever, so we're only going to repeat this once, so it's technically closer to binary space partitions than recursive subdivisions, like in the middle or something. Now, how do we start? Let's first create a box and give it a width and a height. Alright, cool, but how do we split it? Well, that part's also relatively simple. Now, there's 2 methods of doing this. The first one involves picking a point on screen and drawing lines through it. And the second, more tedious option that I chose because I made this at 3 AM without tutorials was to first draw a horizontal line and then a vertical line by manually programming where they should start and end. Yay! Anyways, how'd I do that? So first, we have to explain grid snapping. You see, if we don't snap to a grid, then we will later end up with bugs when it comes to stuff like rooms. So we just round our X and Y positions to grid-sized intervals. And yup, that should do the trick. But what bugs would occur if we didn't snap to a grid? Well, take a look at this room. Its wall between the hallway is way too thin, and that's not the room's fault. That's because the hallway isn't on the grid while the room is. And if you put that into our Scratch Raycaster, it could miss the wall entirely and lead to walls that jitter in and out of visibility. Now, let's start with a horizontal line. It picks a random spot on the y-axis, rounds that spot to the tile width, and then traverses from the left side of the box to the right side, stamping its costume on the way there. How about the vertical line? It's the same thing, but instead, it now picks a spot on the x-axis and travels from the top of the box to the bottom. Okay, so let's highlight those red, and yay! The box is perfectly split into 4 pieces. But now, how do we split those pieces? It's pretty simple. Let's make our vertical and horizontal lines set the random X and Y spots they picked to intersect X and intersect Y. I've made a red tile go to this point, and as you can see, it goes right where the 2 lines intersect every time. That's cool and all, but how do we use this to split our 4 bigger boxes? Well, intersecting means that the top left box is to the top left, the bottom right box is to the bottom right, and so on. This allows us to figure out where we should go along each box to draw our smaller hallways. Let's zoom into our top left box. We first go to intersect Y to align ourselves with the horizontal line, and then pick a random spot from the left of the screen to intersect X. Yup, having the intersect variables is really important. Next, let's make that line go up until it reaches the top of the screen, and boom! Our top left box has a vertical line. We'll use a similar principle to make the horizontal line, and now you can see all the boxes are now split into 4 pieces. Note that to get this to work, I had to manually set the parameters for every single box in relation to the intersect points and screen width/height. If you want to support what I do, please consider dropping a like or even subscribing, because it helps out a lot. Okay, yeah, so that's all for today. For the video for rooms, that's going to come out a bit later, but if you want to try out the level generator for yourself, again, there's a form you can fill out in the description. I just really want to finish this video first, and I'll probably join the 2 when the second one is done. So, yeah, peace.